Hello! We've just dropped the brand new speedrun.com leaderboards for the Watcher DLC with 4 fresh categories to take a stab at right now. Given how Watcher speedrunning is in its infancy, now is probably the best time ever to drop into Speedrunning Rain World. There's a lot of activity in the routing, strat, and movement finding departments, and active runners are around to help people learn and together make strides in pushing these initial times down. Not to mention the bounty going on right now, which is Rain World's first ever speedrun bounty. We really want to get these boards active, so we've got some incentives for people to start doing runs. Here we have some custom-made event coins created by Ferret, featuring art by Sigma and Fletcher that will act as a prize for the top 3 runners in all 4 categories by the end of the month, that month being November 2025, if you're watching this video in the future. Those 4 categories are Any Percent, Weaver Ending, Rot Ending, and True Ending. Runners can only earn 1 coin on each category, so even if you're in 4th place, if a runner above you has a second top 3 time, you still might get a coin. With all that said, for those of you who have never speedrun Rain World, or any game for that matter before, I want to make a quick guide specifically on running Rain World and how to get you started as soon as possible. Before we can get to the fun stuff though, we gotta talk about rules, as rules are what makes runs comparable and guarantee fairness. I'll try to get through this quick. The 3 most important things for you to do if you're looking to do a speedrun and have it on speedrun.com are 1. Record the full game uninterrupted from filling up the new game circle until the run ends. If you've never set up a game recording before, there'll be a quick section on that after the rules. It takes literally 30 seconds if you have the right software. 2. Turn the speedrun timer on in the remix menu in Rain World. And 3. Turn speedrun validation on in the regular options menu in Rain World. This lets us see what mods you have enabled and allows me to segue straight into the next topic, which is mods and settings. If you take a look on speedrun.com for the Watcher, which the link is in the description, and press rules, you can read all this information I'm about to tell you, but I'll also say it here and illustrate it for those of you who don't want to read all that. These are the mods you can have on when submitting a legal run. I created a Steam Workshop collection with all these so you can easily subscribe to whichever ones you want. The link is also in the description. I would highly recommend using mod packs in order to make a speedrun mod pack in-game that, combined with many menu fixes, will allow you to switch your game to a speedrun legal version in 20 seconds or so. In terms of remix rules, you gotta have all major assists off or unaltered and pull spears from walls off. Other than that, you're good to go for a legal run. If you realize that you didn't have the right settings or maybe had a mod on that's not part of the list, but you've already got a full run recording, submit it anyways. Depending on the impact of the mod, we might give you a one-off under the condition that you make sure it's off next time. For those of you that haven't recorded a run before or done game capture at all, here's a quick crash course. First off, you really want OBS. It's the gold standard for screen capture and what I'll be making instructions for here. If your PC cannot handle OBS, I would recommend reaching out in the Speedrunning Discord, another link in the description, and community members will 100% help you. At the end of the day, just make sure you have the game audio recorded and we can see the game at all times. Alright, open up OBS as well as Rain World in the background. Inside OBS, the first thing you want to do is disable the automatic audio devices that are set in the regular settings of OBS. This will capture your default microphone and desktop audio, which means any Discord pings and such will come through in the recording, and we really don't want that. Now, under Sources, press the plus and add a game capture. Set the mode to capture a specific window and select Rain World. Once you have Rain World showing up on OBS, you can drag the corners to scale it to the window correctly. Now, also under Sources, press plus and add an application audio capture. It says beta, but it's stable, so don't worry about it. Again, capture a specific window and select Rain World. Once you've done that, you should see an audio source pop up in the mixer in OBS, and that will be all you need. If you want to do some more fine-tuning, the video settings in OBS can be changed for things like the canvas and output resolution, as well as the file format video files are outputted to under the output settings. But that's all personal preference, and I'll leave it to you. At this point, you can just press record and OBS will only record Rain World and its audio. When you're done, just press stop recording and we can talk about submitting runs. In order to submit a run to speedrun.com, you need a video somewhere. The best place, and our distinct preference as verifiers, is for the run to be on YouTube. If you cannot manage that, ping me in Discord and I can sort something out for you. But most people should be able to upload a video to YouTube. You can even keep it unlisted if you have a YouTube following that you don't want to spam with speedrun videos. If your recording has a lot of time before or after the run that you want to cut out, I'd recommend using a lossless cut to trim the video without having to fully re-render it in a video editor. If a video editor is more your speed though, as it is with me, you can do that there, no problem. Assuming you have a link to your uploaded video, hop into the watcherspeedrun.com page and I'll show you what to do from there. From the main page, press Submit Run. Now you have the option to pick all of the specifics of what you ran and your time. If you mess anything up, don't worry, we check everything, it just makes our lives a little bit easier if it's already sorted out. First, pick the category you ran, Any Percent, Weaver Ending, Rot Ending, True Ending, and then plug in your time. The in-game time is the time that shows up on the timer at the end of the run. The most important thing with Watcher is that the prologue is not a part of the timed run, hence why the intro skip mod is allowed. If you do have the prologue in the run recording, feel free to just put the full time in and we'll cut out the prologue time. Underneath the in-game time is what speedrun.com just calls time. This is the real time it took to do the runs, so pauses, menuing, cutscenes, all that's included. You can calculate this by taking the time in the video when you first load into your watcher starting region and subtracting it from the time when the in-game timer stops at the end of the run. This is kind of annoying though, so don't worry about it too much, we'll add it in. Next, put your video URL in, set your version, set your watcher campaign seed, and whether or not you use the intro skip. If you don't know anything about seeding at all, check out the watcher speedrunning info channels in the speedrunning Discord, there'll be some info there. You'll be able to tell what the seed is though, so feel free to leave it blank. Finally, set the date and platform, add a silly little description, and submit. Like I said a bunch of times, don't be nervous about the details too much. If you accidentally submit a rot run for any percent, the verifiers will catch it, it's just fine. After all that, you've submitted your first run. It's time to find some new strats and do it all over again. When it comes to doing Rain World runs, and especially with Watcher, routing is the highest priority over movement, luck, and everything else. If you know where you're going, you're going to be faster than someone who does not. That being said, don't take the accepted routes you see on speedrun.com as the best. This is an incredibly exciting time where routing innovation could come from anyone, and experimentation is always welcome. Like I've said multiple times in this video already, join the speedrunning Discord. We've got a great community, and it's where most of the activity around Watcher routing is happening. It's a great place to share ideas and get feedback on and learn new strats. I mentioned this earlier briefly, but we've got some special channels set up to talk about each run and its routing, as well as a general info channel for the bounty and about Watcher speedrunning. I hope to see you there. Good luck with the runs.